It worked.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. We'll see how this works out, how this plays out. We'll get some people on here. We'll just try to help some people.
Absolutely.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. I'm not sure who's on here yet. Good evening, Joyce Shue. I love you, sister. Good evening. Katherine Lance, good evening. I love you as well. You just popped up on my thing. Alexandria Baggett, good evening. Let's see here. Who's that? Cajun Graves. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Bridget Doolin. Again, there's Joyce Shue again. What's that?
I just said hey to Joyce.
Oh, yeah. Joyce is a special woman. She lives right here in my hometown. Hey, Danny Cooper. Danny Cooper, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Today is Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Wednesday, hump day. It seems like it's been a long day. Carrie Ann Turner, good evening. John Beckwith is there. There they are. My brother from another mother. We love John Beckwith.
Absolutely.
Becca Lynn Shekels, good evening. Thanks for what you do. Not a problem. I enjoy it. You know, this is why God put me on this earth, and I will continually strive for greatness. Lindsay Michelle, good evening, sister. I love you. And you never called me, Lindsay, just FYI. Just throwing that out there. Let's see here. What is here? Fascia Graves? Did I say that? I just butchered that probably. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Janet McClanahan, good evening. Good evening. As you can see, I got the beautiful Katherine Lance with me tonight. We are going to be doing a live video together. We're going to be doing a Q&A. Okay. And so I like to, when I do Q&As, I like bringing, Katherine, for example, on, as from a female perspective, a strong woman in recovery who works in an amazing program, to come on here and help me with these questions. Joseph, little brother, what's going on? I love you. Hey, Tracy Jones, I love you. Karen, all the way over there in New York, I love you as well. Brandon Duncan, good evening, brother. Oh, Lindsay, Michelle, are you trying to make excuses on me? Your phone didn't get service. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting where you're at down there in the sticks of West Virginia. I can believe that. I can believe that. I love you all very much, you guys. I'm glad you guys tuned in to listen to me and Katherine tonight. Maybe we can help somebody. I want you all to know and remember that Katherine and I are not doctors, unless you went and got your PhD, Katherine.
No, no, absolutely not. I wish.
You're still not a doctor? You're not a doctor?
Still not a doctor.
Okay. With her being said that, please keep these questions away from medical questions. We are not a licensed or doctor or psychologist or therapist. So keep the medical questions at bay. And my headphones are going to die. That's okay. We can still hear me without them. But yes, please keep those medical questions at bay. Keep the questions strictly to recovery and or about your life, something that you may be struggling with, something that maybe we may be able to help you with tonight. Lindsay, I know you're a nurse. Lindsay's killing me tonight.
There's some help for medical questions right there.
Yeah, there she is, right there. Ask all the medical questions to Lindsay. You can message Lindsay Michelle in Messenger if any questions you might have when it comes to medical questions. I just killed her on that one. All right, guys. So it's a Q&A. So please come out with the floor is your guys' questions. Please, like I said, keep away from medical questions. Anything other than that, fair game. So the floor is yours, and let's do this. Justin Parks, good evening. Katherine Lance, how do I get your hair looking? Joseph.
You grow it.
All right, if you see questions, Katherine, go ahead and answer them. And I'll do the same.
I don't see any questions.
I see one. Sarah Lennon says, how do I manage? What does that say? I'm going to put that one up there. No. How do I manage difficult members when in beginning process of recovery? You want to take that one?
I'm not sure exactly how does she manage dealing with them. So I just chose to look at that's a hard. I don't remember how to deal with family members in the beginning of recovery. I just accepted them for the way that they were, and if it was something that was too toxic for me, I stayed away, and I just kept pushing forward in my recovery. I just tried not to let what they were going through affect me in my personal life.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of family more often than not can be a deterrent to people who are in recovery, because a lot of our family members have managed to not get clean themselves, still sick and suffering themselves. And you know what? I've said on numerous videos before that toxic or not, family member or not, you are allowed to eliminate these people from your life. Okay. And most important things in our life today are for me, I can only speak for my own self, is God, recovery, and family, exactly in that order. Okay. And if you are hindering me in progress in any one of those three areas, then I'm going to eliminate you from my life, whether you're my brother, my mother, my father, my sister, my cousin, my best friend's dog walker's best friend. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
If you are toxic to my life, you will be eliminated from my life, hands down, point blank. You know, is it unfortunate, because we love family. We love family, and it's hard to let them go. But you know, if they're going to be any kind of discouragement in what you're trying to build yourself into, then I highly suggest, and in fact, I'm telling you, you need to cut loose and eliminate these kinds of people from your life. Anything else? What are we seeing here? How's this one? I got one here. The scrolling so fast.
I know, and I'm missing them on my phone.
I got one here that says, I don't know who this person is, because it says Facebook user. How do you all stay humble dealing with situations? I still find myself getting mad quick.
Do you want to go first on that one?
I
That's
can
one of
say,
the main things you talk about.
humility is a huge part of my life, you know, and without me being humble, I get very sick very quickly. Okay. Because in my active addiction, I can only go by my own experiences in my active addiction. And I was a very, let's say the word narcissist.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, a narcissist to the definition. Okay. And I've made huge strides in eliminating those characteristics from my life, because of what recovery, because of God, because of this 12-step program. But you know what? And humility is the way that I got there. Okay.
Right.
We have a choice today on how we choose to engage in or react to situations or to other people. And honestly, I don't feel like giving people that kind of power over me anymore. I'm not relinquishing my power to these people. You know, whether if they want to be that way, that's on them. I will never be able to control the actions of other people. I can only control me.
Right.
You know, and how I choose to react to situations. So humility is a huge part of my life, and I strongly suggest that it be a huge part of your life as well, Catherine.
I mean, I was the same way. I used to get extremely mad very fast, and my anger, I would let my anger get the best of me. But I found that if I chose not to react, I choose to react the way that I want someone to react back to me, right? So if I react to them in a negative manner, of course I'm going to get that response back in a negative manner, and it's not going to do anything but just cause the situation to be worse. And so I choose today to be that person that tries to de-escalate the situation, or to even try and not feed into it. You know, being humble is really big part of recovery, like being humbleness and willingness, you know. So I just choose not to react the same way anymore.
Absolutely. Hey, Ben Fisher, what's going on, brother? He said, hey, you two.
Hey, Ben.
Okay, I got another one here from another Facebook user. The reason why it says Facebook user, guys, is because you have not given StreamYard permission to use your name. So I'm going to put this one on here because it's a big question. People answer it, ask this question all the time. It says, do you believe methadone is a good route to take to stay clean? Catherine, you've worked at MAT before. You want to go ahead and
I worked MAT Suboxone program. I did the program in as minimal amount of time as I could be on the program as possible. Yes, I believe that it is a safe way to stay clean, and it is a route to get to the goal that you want to obtain. But I also don't feel, I'm not a supporter of someone who's using it as a crutch. So if you're using it still to just stay to that point in your life, then no, I don't feel that you're doing anything, and you're just staying stagnant, and you're not helping yourself. You're just allowing yourself to legally be under the influence of some substance, you know. But I'm a strong supporter of MAT. Strong.
Amen.
In
Yeah,
my
I'm a
life.
supporter. It's absolutely. That's exactly what MAT does if done correctly. It absolutely does save lives. Huge supporter in it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question here. It's a religious question, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot this one out there. How did you find the religion you needed? I was raised Lutheran, but I find myself searching.
I'm not really a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So
Hmm.
I don't put myself under a domination such as any type of religion, right? So I believe in God and I love God, and that's who, I read the Bible and I do all that stuff. But I would never ever consider myself as a religion, right? I
Hmm.
have a relationship with God today, not based on a religion.
Amen. Amen. I agree with you 100%. I've chosen my God as my higher power, none other than God for Drew. You guys know
Right.
where I stand when it comes to the G thing. God is a huge, huge part of my life today, but I do work an amazing and beautiful spiritual program. Okay,
Mhm.
non-religious program. I have chosen to bring God and put God at the forefront of my life. That's my choosing. And when it comes to picking a church, that's just basically going to be on you, Adam. We're not going to tell you the religion that you should pick. Find one that fits. Find one that feels comfortable. Find one that you can engage and you feel comfortable in. It's basically like when you go out searching for a meeting, finding that
Right.
home group. Go find that home group with your church, and wherever you find it and you feel comfortable, that's the one you ride out with, brother.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Have you seen anything?
Well, I've been trying. There's going so fast.
There's a lot of people on here tonight. I love it. I love all these
Hmm.
beautiful people. Here's
Absolutely.
another one. Let me see. What is this? Is it normal to slip back into old unhealthy behaviors and ways of thinking sometimes?
I it is normal if you're not working a program, right? If you're
Hmm.
not working any type of spiritual principles, if you're not working any type of fellowship, of course that stinking thinking is going to come crawling back, or those old behaviors or all those character defects you're going to start acting out on, and you're going to start doing all the same stuff. And that's what the the 12-step program I work was implemented in my life for, right? So that I can get out of that way of thinking and stop going backwards and continue to go forward.
Amen. You know, old behaviors eliminate. When we come into recovery, we're trying to build our best possible version of ourselves, right? And eliminating old behaviors is the hardest part of recovery. It has been for me because I've been kind of grandfathered in when it came to my behaviors. In
Right.
25 years I stayed sick, and so I had 25 years of practicing or carrying my life in such a manner. Coming into recovery, I'm not that's not the person I wanted to be anymore. Okay.
Right.
So, and the quickest thing for me to fall back into is an old behavior, um, but it's a very slippery slope for me. And I can
Yeah.
only speak from my own perspective. The old behaviors is the quickest way to find yourself back. It would be the quickest way for me to find myself putting a needle back in my body,
Right.
because it's the disease of addiction plays off our emotions. It plays off behaviors, old behaviors, every avenue of your life that it can play off of. This disease will play off. And in one of the huge reasons, or one of the huge ways it plays off of us, is our behaviors.
Yeah.
So it's a very slippery slope. Is it normal? I don't know if it's normal. Does it happen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Get yourself back into those meetings, get yourself back involved in the fellowship of recovery, and you'll find yourself back on track in no time.
Yeah.
Let me see here. What we got going on around here? Any more? Jim Carroll said, "Who's the girl? I've never seen her." That would be
Who am I?
Katherine Lance. If you
Um,
don't know who Katherine Lance is, Katherine Lance manages all my pages. She does. She's an admin in my Clean and Sober group. She makes Drew look good. Okay, because
I don't think
without her,
so.
she's the brains behind the whole thing. I promise you. Promise you. Let's see.
I just seen one. Where'd it go?
But they're going so fast, and if we don't see your guys' questions, guys, I do apologize. They are going extremely fast tonight, and I will go back to the ones that I missed after the video and answer them. Here's one from Crystal Star. How do you approach people that's from your past to tell them you're a different person? Catherine, that's a good one. That's a good question.
It's a good one.
I can go ahead and start this one. You shouldn't have to approach anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going around old people, old places, and old things, there's a red flag right there immediately. Crystal, you don't need to be going around these people anyways. You don't have to approach them to let them know who you are. Your actions will speak louder than words. And I promise you, the world will know what you're doing with your life by the actions that you're carrying yourself in such the manner that you are today. If you are searching out these people, that's a red flag.
Right.
Okay. You don't need to go and say anything to anyone. You have nothing to prove to nobody but yourself. I promise you, what you're doing in your life, the people the not so good people that were part of your life at one time, they will notice. They will take notice. And more often than not, there's a few exceptions to this rule, but more often than not, those people will stay away. Okay.
Right.
Because honestly, they're not ready. Okay. And so with them not being ready, they don't want to be around somebody who's going to be pounding recovery in their face each and every day. Okay.
Right.
You want to go ahead, Catherine?
You answered that perfect. I completely agree with you 100%. You shouldn't have to go show someone that you're doing anything. Actions speak louder than words. And 90% of the time, if you're approaching them, they're going to be like, well, why are you even telling me that? They should be able to see it through you and what you're doing. And that's all that should matter.
Absolutely. Hey, it's my beautiful friend here, John Beckwith. I'm going to go ahead and answer this
Oh,
question for you, brother,
goodness,
because I love you.
boundaries.
How do I
Mm-hmm.
learn to set up good boundaries in recovery? Catherine,
Mm-hmm.
how have you set up boundaries?
So like when I first got into recovery, boundaries, I had no boundaries. I didn't I still just allowed people to do whatever and be whatever, and I started staying stuck and there was nothing changing. And then I just started learning that like if something that someone's doing is affecting me and hurting me, then of course I need to make a line. Like I need to make someone understand that that's not okay. You can't do that. You have
Mm-hmm.
to and you tell them it's not about tiptoeing around it or worrying or being concerned about how they're going to feel about it, or even their feelings when it comes to if they get mad at you when it comes to you setting a boundary, then that's on them. They need to realize that this is what's making you uncomfortable. This is what's affecting you and not allowing you to grow. Or this is what is, it's that's the biggest thing for me is boundaries were really a hard thing for me at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, John, when I find my serenity getting out of whack, something's wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I love more than anything in recovery today is the serenity that I have in my life, that peace, that elephant that's been lifted off my chest, so to speak. Um, and people, if you guys haven't figured out already, I'm pretty blunt, pretty straightforward person. Boundaries wasn't, like Catherine said, was difficult for her. Boundaries weren't difficult for Drew. I'm blunt. I'm straight to the point. And if I hurt your feelings in the process, I'm sorry. That's something that you might have to take a look at. Why am I hurting your feelings? Because you're crossing over a line that I designated. We don't play this no more. Okay.
Right.
And my recovery is first and foremost, and I will fight to keep this. And if I have to eliminate 50 people from my life in order to do so,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I will do.
Right. I
And that's
agree.
how.
You have to keep yourself in balance, right? And if someone is affecting your balance, then most definitely you need to set that boundary and eliminate them.
This is a good one. This is another kind of relationship type question. Elizabeth Ann says, "How do you let go of a toxic lover when I'm in early recovery?"
Um, Again, another thing I struggled with in early recovery, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I was in a very toxic relationship with somebody. He was very extremely abusive, and I allowed his stuff to keep me from actually recovering, right? Or even to move anywhere forward. I finally just had to let go because I realized that staying with that person and that person not wanting to change or not being anything that added to my life, I had to eliminate them from my life because we're worth so much more than being brought down or being told anything, just any toxicness in our life. You are worth it. So just eliminate them, let them
So
go.
basically, that's what I was going to say. But I'm gonna be really blunt about this question. Elizabeth, please don't take this the wrong way. Uh,
Mm,
there's no other way for me to say it, but other than cut them loose.
yeah,
Cut them loose. Move on with your life. You are not obligated to suffer when it comes into recovery due to a toxic relationship or somebody who's not on the same level that you're on. Say you're in your recovery. This is simply this: we fight each and every day to keep what it is that we have. We
right.
don't need the person that we're living with or our significant other being a reason to pull us back into what we've fought ourselves to get away from. Elimination, elevate, and eliminate. That's exactly how it works.
And there's a reason in the beginning, when you're early in recovery, they say not to be in a relationship for the first year is because you are finding out who exactly you are in that first year, right? We stayed in our disease and did whatever for so long, we don't even know who we are anymore. And so when we come into recovery, and I'm not saying that if you're in recovery, then you need to get out of your relationship and whatever. I'm saying when
Right.
you come into recovery in a relationship, sometimes that relationship is not what it was before you got into recovery because you are not what you were before you got into recovery.
Right. Wayne Stone, what's going on, brother? Let's see here. That's a good question. It's a kind of a different question. I'll put that up there. How do you find topics each day, and how does it affect you? How does that? How do I? I'm gonna fucking just put it out there for everybody in the world to hear. I find topics. Catherine will be the first to tell you 5 minutes before I go live. She can verify that. I literally decide on what I and I try to get proactive about it. Is what I do. I pray about it early in the day. God, give me a sign. Give me something I need to work with. Something I need to speak on tonight. And He doesn't do anything. It's dead all day long. My God has a sense of humor with me. And I literally 5 minutes before I go on, it hits me. And that's what I do, and I just roll out. How does it affect me? That's the latter part of that question. I mean, at the end of the video, I feel amazing. Because it was given to me by God. Let's see here. We see anything else that I'm missing? Walk away, dude. That's right. Is that Bradley Bagwell? Hey, sister, I love you.
Hey, Bradley, love you.
Let's see here.
Good evening, Connie LaPrade.
Hey, Connie, good evening. I love you. I feel like I'm getting
Jennifer Wheeler, I love you.
Hey, Jennifer Wheeler, I love you too. Max Nace, I love you.
Elaine Weaver, I love you. Oh, I love her so much.
I love Elaine. Love you, Elaine. I feel like I'm getting stuck or stagnant in my recovery, and I don't know how to make me not feel that way because I am going to meetings and trying. What kind of advice do you have feeling like this?
So normally when I feel, Stephanie. So normally when I feel stuck or stagnant in something, I have to take a look at like what I'm not doing. Like you're saying, you're trying to go to meetings. Do you have a sponsor? Are you working any steps? Even if you're not working steps, are you getting into the literature? Are you socializing with people that are actually in recovery too? Like that stuff's important. People think, oh, just going to a meeting is just going to automatically make you better. Yeah, it might help you because you sit down and you listen and you hear other people's struggles, but the fellowship, like going out and hanging out with people that are actually active in recovery, working the steps, communicating with somebody on a regular basis that has the same goals and plans and wants to see you succeed, those are all very important things. And so when I find myself feeling stuck, I have to look at what I'm not doing. Am I not being out there and being involved in my home group or being involved in the fellowship as much? Am I not? Do I need to start working my steps again? Have I been working on my steps? I just find that. Am I calling my sponsor?
When I immediately start feeling stagnant, which isn't very often. I mean, it does happen. I'm not exempt from that. But I find myself service work has helped tremendously when I find myself stuck. Okay, and that's exactly why I encourage each and every one of you guys. Like guys, now I come out every Friday. I do service work every Friday. Is that Dexter?
No, that's the other dog. My aunt just got home, so Dexter's sleeping right here.
So I recommend, Stephanie, that you get some service work. Get out there and do some service work and see if that helps you. There's Dexter. What's going on, buddy? And so that's my recommendation. Get out there and be in service of other people. You'll find yourself thinking differently from a different perspective and feeling differently. And what it gives you back in return is something that it's sent straight from God.
Right.
Let's see here. Anything else?
I love you too, Renee Cooper.
Love you, Renee. So that uncomfortable, stagnant feeling is working in your recovery. Is God trying to tell you to make a move? Absolutely. Absolutely. God speaks to me, and I'm not going to turn this into a religious live video, but God speaks to me consistently all the time. I ignored the signs of God when I was in my active addiction for many, many years. Today, I choose to live my life differently. I choose to put God at the forefront of my life on my own choosing. That was my choice, and it's worked for Drew. It's worked for me, and I choose to not ignore the signs anymore. Let me see here. These questions are moving.
I know they're going so fast.
No gram like the program. Amen to that, David Ziller. I have a shirt that says that. I got like 50 million.
Someone just said, never mind. I'm gonna hold on. Nothing.
This is a good question. I mean, I'll throw this out there. I mean, I don't. Another question: do you have pets, and do they help their? Oh yeah, I mean cats, dogs, animals are therapeutic. Therapeutic from a long, worn out day. I come myself home, find myself sit on my cat. My cat, comes over here and her little Dexter right there, little Taco Bell dog, and they are therapeutic. Because I think they are. That's my own opinion. If you think that you need a dog, go get a dog or a
Yeah,
cat, whatever you're into.
right. Very much so.
I agree. Love picking. Let's see. I've been so busy. Have you seen anything you really?
I keep seeing they're like all say Facebook user, and
It
then
doesn't matter. Throw them up there. You can pin one too, can't you? All you gotta do is
I haven't practiced that yet. So
okay. It's okay, Catherine. It's progress, not perfection. One day at
truth,
a time. One day at a time.
absolutely.
Progress, not perfection. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's got here. No, that's not it. They keep going so fast. How do you let go of a husband that is still in action? Oh, Sarah Bruning asked a good question. How do you let go of a husband that is still in active addiction, Catherine?
So like I was saying earlier, sometimes when you come into recovery in a relationship, that relationship is not the same anymore. The feelings aren't the same anymore. The way they treat you isn't going to be the same anymore. And then the things that you accept aren't going to be the same anymore if you're working on yourself. And so, I don't know how long you've been married to this man. And I don't even know like exactly the standings of your relationship, but if it's something that's dragging you down, is not allowing you to move forward and continue to heal as a woman in recovery and become a strong woman in recovery, I would suggest that you just let it go and move on, and and be strong and continue to reach out to other women. Like don't just walk away from something and not ask other people for help and support of other women, that understand and went through that. Relationships are hard to walk away from, especially when you're early in recovery and you want so much to be this, clean and sober and to live this new life, but then you're stuck in this toxic relationship. So my suggestion would be just walking away if it's something that's going to keep dragging you down.
Yeah, Sarah. I mean, what Catherine said was kind of spot on, but I'm going to go ahead and just spin off a little bit from that. We are not coming out here and telling you that you need to divorce your husband. That's
Right.
not what we're telling you here. Because, I don't know how, like Catherine said, I'm not sure how long you have been with this man. Probably a couple of years, probably a few years or better, and so, but we are coming on here and telling you that there needs to be boundaries. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that your recovery is absolutely the most important thing in your life today. If your husband is still stuck out there in his active addiction, obviously he's not ready. He's not gotten to that point. And I'm not going to say rock bottom because we all know how I feel about that phrase. I'm just saying he hasn't gotten himself to the point that you have gotten yourself to. If you want to keep what you have today, you're going to have to, especially if you live with this man. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's going to make it very, very hard, very, very difficult. When you're seeing him in his active addiction, the triggers are there, and all the other things that you're trying to distance yourself from and to eliminate from your life. You are in a very terrible situation, and my heart goes out to you. I would hate to be in that situation if I was somebody in my significant other, so to speak, was in their active addiction. I can't imagine how I would handle it. It's simply I would be praying. I'd be doing a lot of praying, and I think I ask God to give me the answers that I need in my life today and show me the direction that I need to go. And I just basically spin off of what God wants me to do in my life, and I think that He can do the same for you as well. Um, keep doing what you're doing, and Catherine and I both are so proud of you for doing and putting yourself into this very vulnerable state of mind and life called this thing called recovery. Very vulnerable. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not sure how long you are, Sarah, how long you've been clean, but you know what? We love you. We're here for you. If you have any more questions, you can directly inbox Catherine's messenger, and she would love to talk you through some stuff if she needs to. Let's see.
Text you can't eat my hair.
Anything else? On point tonight. I'm dealing with the same thing. Carry a message. Let's see here. Any more questions? I've probably missed so many. I'm gonna have to go
No,
back
and
up.
it goes so fast.
Yeah, a lot of people on here tonight.
How do you
What is going on with everybody? I hope you guys are having a great evening. You know, I love these Q&As. Do me a favor and get this one out there. This is probably the most important video that I do all week long because the questions that you guys are asking Katherine and I tonight very well probably are some people who are out there still stuck in their active addictions, people still sick and suffering who might be willing or wanting to ask the very same questions that you're asking yourselves. So get this video out there. Share this out to all your groups, family members, friends, people out there you know just struggling tonight, somebody out there who needs to hear a message of hope, inspiration. Come over here on my page. You're going to get a whole lot of love. I got Katherine helping me with that tonight.
Absolutely. Every night.
Well, this is a good question. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. John Beckwith, of course, he's trying to put some interesting questions. Will I ever be recovered and not need meetings? John Beckwith, I don't know about you, brother, but I can only speak from my own perspective. I will never be recovered. I will always need meetings for the rest of my life. That's me. And how you choose to think, you know, that's strictly on you. But I highly suggest that, you know, with the spiritual principles that are involved in the steps and traditions involved in the program that I know you work.
Yeah.
For the last 19 years of your life, you know the answer. Okay, this is not the Passage of Malibu. And I used to be an addict and I still am an addict. And so I will forever need these meetings. And and with the 12-step program and the spiritual principles behind it, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
John tries to get everyone to think, and that's
he
good.
Does. I love
he
John
always
for
has
that.
to, you know, put it out there to try and make you think, and that's an amazing thing.
Travis Gilbert, what's going on, brother? Hey, man, Travis, I was just talking about you today. Actually, I was talking about you on the phone to Katherine. I was talking about doing a cooking show. I was talking about doing a cooking show. I remember watching that video when you were over there cooking. I don't even know what Travis was cooking that night, but I was watching that video, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll do a cooking show. I'll do a cooking show because I cook myself a slam." Have anybody been to prison today? Anybody ever been to prison? You all know about those slams, the ramen noodles, the jalapenos, cheese, the chips, all that. I did all that today. Hey, man. It's a process, and I use a cutting board, and I do everything all chopped up. Summer sauce.
He has a process. It's got to go in order.
My life is all about processes.
Love you too, Samantha Lynn.
Samantha Lynn, I love you.
Wow, Dexter keeps fighting me.
This is a good question. We all find ourselves this is a very difficult question for a lot of us coming in early recovery. How do I forgive myself? Woo! Well,
so forgiveness I found in, here we go, referring back to working the steps. When I did the 4th step and I laid out everything that I had done and what, you know, who I wronged and how things have happened and did my inventory, I found a healing in seeing it written on paper. I found something that allowed me to see what I did and work through what I did, you know, and forgiveness is a process, but you also have to remember that, like, if you're holding on to something, then write about it. That is one of my number one things that I've told my sponsees before is if you feel like there's something inside you that you're holding on to and that you can't forgive yourself. Oh, my dog is ripping out my hair right now. Write about it. Write what those feelings are behind it. Why you feel that you have to hold on to it. Why there's not a way to let it go. And then process it with somebody that you trust and that you can be very extremely vulnerable with. And I find that that's healing.
Amen to that. You know, the hardest person that any one of us will ever forgive is ourselves. We have no problem going out and making amends with people that we had wronged. We have no problem trying to mend and fix relationships that we played a huge part in destroying. But when the focus is on us and we're staring at that mirror, that bathroom mirror, that cold shot, it's the hardest thing that any one of us will ever do. But our recovery will stay exactly where it's at until we make that step. Okay, or until we basically step into the willingness in trying to forgive ourselves. Forgiving myself was the hardest thing. You guys have heard me say on numerous videos. I didn't want to forgive myself. You know, I believed that I was going to be that unique addict in recovery that forgave everybody in the world but myself. But I have this amazing sponsor who holds me absolutely accountable and said that I will stay exactly where I'm at. I will not progress or move forward in my recovery until I start focusing on myself. and it's the hardest thing in the world because we go through a lot of guilt, shame, remorse when we come into recovery, things that we had done maybe to our children, things that we've done to people that we loved, things that we had done to ourselves, so, selling our bodies, doing the things that we did in our active addiction. It's the hardest thing in the world to do, is to forgive those things. I program my brain. Can you still hear me?
They're dying. Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you now.
They just died. I programmed my brain into thinking that I was an absolute monster. And so I bought into that lie, like I talked about in my video this morning. It's the trap. We fall into that trap. We fall into the lie. We buy in hook, line, and sinker. Okay.
Right.
So, coming into recovery, I knew that I wanted to be a better person. And I knew that I had to do certain things to become this better person. And that started with me. Focusing on me was the hardest thing in the world I ever had to do. But until I had made that brave and courageous step, and that's one of the biggest things that any one of us will ever focus on or do in recovery, is when we start focusing on ourselves.
Absolutely.
It's an absolute process.
When I first did my 4-step, I remember the first time I did my steps, my sponsor was like, "Why are you not on there?
Right.
Why are you are important? Like, why are you not on there?" And it's because I didn't want to take a look at I could look at everything I did to other, like you're saying, other people, but everything I did to myself, I didn't want to take a look at that. And then how could I allow myself to forgive myself for hurting all these people or doing all these people wrong? And so, I mean, when you work your steps and that 4-step comes around, remember you are important, and forgiveness of yourself is only going to help you, and it's only going to make you a better person to also forgive those other people.
Absolutely. And I just have to throw the G thing out there again, with God and his direction that I have in my life today. He has shown me an avenue of forgiveness, because what he has done for me in the forgiveness that he's given to me in my life, and has showed me a new perspective on life, because I don't have to live in the thought process of insanity and chaos anymore. I've come into recovery. I've learned to establish these spiritual principles that we speak so highly of, that we practice each and every day in our life. And I have a choice. I have a choice. I choose to forgive myself because I have seen that what recovery has shown me, how absolutely worth it I truly am. We all bought into that bull crap lie that we weren't worth it. Okay, that we felt that we were less than zero. If you're like me, I was that addict to believe that I was going to die with a needle in my arm under a bridge somewhere. That's what I believed. I bought into that the lie, hook, line, and sinker. But let me tell you something. Today, I live my life today in the solution. And I swam around in the problem for over 25 years. In the last 4 years of my life, I have lived in a solution, and the solution has shown me that how absolute and truly worth it I am. And if you find yourself willing to be part of the solution, you'll see it'll take time. It's a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. We didn't get where we are in recovery today overnight, and Rome wasn't built overnight. So you're not going to get there. And it's not the destination that any one of us shoot for. It's the journey and the things that we learn along the journey that's going to ultimately keep us clean and sober for the remainder of our life.
Right.
Let's see.
John said it right. Get a sponsor. It's the truth.
Get yourself a sponsor.
Get a sponsor.
Amen to that, John Beckwith. Okay, let's see. How does Wonders God help me? Let's see here. The trap. I fell into the trap. Well, I fell right into that trap. See, the disease of addiction knew what it was getting when it got me. It's like, got him. Got him. You see anything, Catherine? Or you just...
I just see comments like of seeing.
I see Travis Gilbert saying something. Yeah, he did make that stuff from scratch too. He did. Growth as an addict, getting clean, is a relationship doesn't give our spouse a free pass for the hard work we do. Hard work we did to get there. Work requires action. Work requires action. Application is a must in recovery. You can't just expect yourself to get where you want in your recovery by sitting at home, sitting on your ass, and just thinking about it. Okay, you got to get up, get off your ass, get yourself into a meeting, go out there, engage in the fellowship of recovery, and in doing that, gain a sponsor, gain those accountability partners. Hold yourself accountable. Don't expect people always to hold you accountable. In recovery, what it's taught me most importantly is I need to hold me accountable for my actions. There's going to be a lot of times in your recovery where there's not going to be anybody around to hold you accountable. Most important thing that any one of us can do is hold ourselves accountable. That right there shows more growth than anything.
So Thomas Dodd said, I'm having a difficult time accepting the fact that even though I'm almost 3 years clean, I might have to go to prison because of old charges that I decided to pick up while I was in the Salvation Army in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So, Thomas, you know me personally. You're one of my friends from here, and you know what I went through. Like I went through the same type of situation. I caught my case. I was doing drug court, doing good on drug court. I chose to drink, got a DUI, and they sent me. They gave me my 8 years. But I found myself in that moment of that happening. That's where I had a choice. I had a choice. Either I can go backwards or I can continue forward on the program that I've been working and what I've been doing in my life and the changes that I've made. And so right now, you have to make a choice. It's like, do you stay working the program and keep showing that, suiting up and showing up, even if you do go to prison, or do you just go backwards and not work the program that I know all too well?
Absolutely. I can't even spin off from that. That's a perfect answer. Perfect answer. Next, let me see. You got another one here. Should you try to repair relationships to people who left you when you actually needed them? Oh, that's a rough one.
Um, it depends on the type. Me personally, it depends on the type of relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had people that have left me when I needed them, like especially early in recovery. But that relationship was something that meant something to me, and that's where that forgiveness comes in of other people, and understanding their part on what their reasoning. I mean, I'm not saying excuses are ever good or whatever, but what their reasoning is on why they had to walk away. Because maybe when you needed them, you were an extremely toxic person still, or you were not nothing they can, or maybe they were trying to better themselves and you weren't bettering yourself, or however the case may be. But that's where that forgiveness comes in, and you have to decide that if that relationship is something that's worth repairing it, then you make the effort and steps to do that.
Absolutely. And I agree. But I gotta throw this in there as well. Every one of us can be very we can tend to personalize just about everything in our life because as an addict and alcoholic, we can be a little selfish sometimes and not get and not really truly get an understanding of what it is the other party may be dealing with in their life.
Right.
Everybody's doing different things and everybody's dealing with different things. We don't know what was going on in their life or what was going on in the other party's life or whatever maybe. There's a situation going on here. Obviously, people eliminate things. People don't just eliminate people from each other's lives for no reason. There's something going on. There's something happening, but we don't talk badly about people who have done that. It's something that they needed for their life. And I have to always respect and validate other people's opinions in recovery today, whether it be what I want to see and hear and have in my life or not. I have to respect what they want in your life because what I've done in my life is I have been very selfish with my life in the last 4 years.
Right.
I have eliminated so many people in my life, and if people have to have had to eliminate me, even in recovery, I have to respect that.
Yeah.
For one reason or another, they're doing something that they believe in their heart and soul is best for their life as well.
Right. That's where it has to be. You have to. That's the boundaries and the forgiveness and the acceptance for things the way that they are. Right. And you don't always have to repair everything, but if it's something worth it, then yeah, I would definitely try.
Absolutely. Let me see here. I'm an addict being man. I am it. Don't take the first one, no matter what. Yeah. Carrie Lynch, good to see you on here, sister. I love you. Let's see here. Any more? Catherine, you run into something, you let me know. This feed is starting to kick in again.
Jennifer Weiss, she said something about, I have 9 years. Some of that time is Suboxone. How do you feel about counting clean time on Suboxone? Like I said earlier about Suboxone. Huh?
Count it.
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
Count that shit.
I counted mine. The day I got on MIT and I started working my Suboxone program is the day I was clean. And it's never going to change. That's what it is. And anybody that wants to tell me any different, well, they might need to take a look at why they're taking my inventory and judging me.
Absolutely. And I believe, in your heart and soul, Jennifer Wise, You've been following me for a long time. You're a beautiful person, beautiful soul.
Yes.
Okay. This is where I'm at with this. In your heart and soul, only you can answer the question of whether you were doing this the right way or not. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you be honest and genuine and transparent with yourself, and if it's from day one, what was she taking, Suboxone?
Suboxone.
Suboxone from day one of taking Suboxone. If you were genuinely doing the Suboxone program as it was designed, and there was the tapering and the therapy and all the things that a good Suboxone program has, then girl, count every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Jennifer. That was a great question.
Yeah. I love you too, Angela Cook.
Is that Angela on here? Hey, Angela, I love you.
Yeah.
Count all them days. You all are beautiful and amazing people. Count every freaking second.
Every second. And you know what? And then what matters is we only have today. So, if you did
And
not
we
take
all
that
had the
today,
same amount of clean time today.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Honestly, I mean, but
Mm,
clean time is really, I don't look at clean time as really, clean time is an accomplishment. It's
yeah.
something to be proud of, but ultimately it's not that important. It's what I gained each and every day of my life in almost the last 4 years. That's the most important thing. It's that journey that I was speaking of earlier, not the destination. And realistically enough, I don't even know the destination. I live my life here right now in the day, 24 in this very moment is where I live my life. I don't even know what tomorrow is going to bring. My sponsor
Mm,
told me early in recovery, if you keep 1 foot in yesterday and 1 foot in tomorrow, you'll be pissing all over today.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that is so true. That's why we focus right here, right now, on this very day. What tomorrow brings is what tomorrow brings. We will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Mm. Well, the present is a gift. You know what I mean? So enjoy it.
It is, especially in the mindset that we all live in today.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? We're creeping up here. We got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna be out of here. Let's see here. Any more? See, the key word recovery is acceptance. Amen to that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. My feed stopped.
Your feet stop.
Yeah. It only says that on my phone, it only says we've been live for 29 minutes when I know we've been live for like almost 48 minutes.
50.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt burned out? I'm gonna put Stephanie Smith's comment up here real quick. Bam. Have you ever felt burned out from so much recovery? And if so, what helped you find balance?
I can't honestly say I've ever felt burned out. Like I remember when I first started to got into recovery, I was like an event. I was obsessed with like NA events and I was obsessed with going to, all that stuff and doing all that stuff. But then after so long, like I found myself, I had to separate and kind of calm down as I got longer in recovery. But I never really found myself burn out. And when it comes to balance, if I feel I'm out of whack, then I know that's something I need to do, right? I need to get back involved in the fellowship or whatever the case may be. And so that's how I find my balance is my feelings inside myself, what I'm going through.
From my own personal experience in recovery in the last 4 years is basically I've hit plateaus. Where my recovery, we all know we ride that pink cloud in the beginning. We're all gung ho. We're all about it. Eventually, that dies down. Okay, reality sets in. We're living our life in recovery, in the moment with each passing day, and we can tend to plateau. What I have learned, like Catherine's talked about going to conventions and stuff. If you guys, there's so many things that people don't even realize about recovery. That's part of recovery that I highly suggest that you get involved in. If you have never been to a convention, you need to go out and go out there and try to go to one. Okay, go to two. You go to one, you're gonna get ready. You look out. You're getting ready to go to 50. Okay, it's what it gives you. Conventions are amazing. John Beck was just over here in Chicago at that convention over here not too long ago. That was sick with the flu. I couldn't get up there to see him. I'm so mad about that still. But you know what? Find other ways in recovery to keep you excited. It's your job to keep yourself where you want to be in your recovery. You are the owner of your life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find yourself being stuck, stagnant, plateauing, getting a little burned out, so to speak, as you said, Stephanie, find other avenues and other areas in your life. You know what? Life in recovery, what I've learned from my own self is that I don't always have to talk about recovery. Okay.
Yeah.
I can talk about life things. You know, I love conversations when people call me and I don't even talk about recovery. I talk about what's going on in their life, things that are going on in my life, things that they're interested, things that I'm interested in. Find other avenues in your life to focus on, to get excited about, because we didn't come into recovery to stay miserable. You know, I came into recovery to build myself into my best possible version of myself, and in doing so, discovered so many different things about myself that I never even really truly knew were even existed. Okay,
Right.
I have dove into so many different avenues in my life that I didn't even realize that I possessed inside me. And so, recovery is simply a discovery, and it's going to be your job, Stephanie, to discover what it is you need in your life as well.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Good question.
Yeah.
I get lucky every now and then, I get lucky every now and then,
Yeah. Whatever.
Need to learn how to meditate. Any suggestions of a good app? 2 videos. Pam, tell us, you can message me on this page right here, and I would be happy to tell you and send you the meditation programs that I work myself.
No, it's me. Keeping
Man,
game.
I'm going through a lot of shit, but you know what? Cut me down. Anything else? Is the fellowship and the program the same? Where did that
Is
go?
it what?
I just seen somebody ask me, is the fellowship, here it is, I pinned it. Is the fellowship and the program the same? Be careful with this one. No, absolutely not. Fellowship are the people involved in the program.
Mm-hmm.
I work a specific program, and whether the rest of the people in the fellowship work that program or not, I don't know. I focus on me. I like Katherine said earlier, I don't focus on anybody's inventory other than myself. That's all I can do. Okay. The fellowship are the people involved in the program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I work a program. They all work a program, and every single one of our programs are absolutely different. So they're not one and the same. Not in my opinion.
Not mine either. Completely agree.
Let's see, but the one thing that counts is, let's see here. Amen. Amen. We got one more time. We got time for one more question, Katherine. We're gonna call this a wrap.
I did it.
You did it. Amen. She was tripping. I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of gave her 1 hour notice.
1 hour, yeah.
Any
And
more
I've been
questions?
sick.
Yes, you have been. I appreciate you being a soldier today and helping with this video, Katherine. You know I love you.
I love you.
Let's see here. Any more questions? Any more questions? Do me a favor, guys. Let's share this video out tonight, please. Let's see here. How do you not? This is a good one. I'll let Katherine start this one. You want to read this, Katherine?
How do you not upset people around you by putting recovery and God first when they don't understand recovery or addiction? So,
how do you? That's the question. Was right there was wrong. I'm going to interrupt you. Sorry, Katherine. How do you not? Who cares if you do upset people? Who cares if you do upset them? Honestly, this is your life, Dawn, we're talking about here. If you got to upset everybody that's in your life today because you're trying to regain control of your life, then so be it. So be it. I mean, I'm not, you know me, Katherine. I'm not going to coddle this. I'm not going to bullshit.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of looked like I'm all, because I don't. It doesn't matter. If they're gonna get upset, that's their stuff, right? It doesn't matter what. And like Drew said, you shouldn't care if they're upset. I know sometimes we personalize things, and especially for early in recovery, we take on more than actually is our problem, and so then we get upset, like, oh wow, like I'm hurting this person's feelings. But it doesn't matter, because what you're doing is what is better for yourself. So anything in between that or affecting that is gonna just cause you problems. So it doesn't matter if they get upset. Walk away, because they're not willing to see you grow.
And to me, right there, Don, when you're saying that, how do you not upset? You're trying to validate the people who are trying to be toxic in your life's feelings. You don't. No. Okay, you concentrate on Dawn on what it is that you have to do in your life to regain control of your life and to get yourself where it is that you need to be. Okay,
Yeah.
And if you have to eliminate 50, 60, 150 people from your life in the process, then amen. God, you're a beautiful person for doing so.
Right. I mean, I eliminated so many people for them not understanding that. I would be like, they're like, yeah, you'll be back. You're gonna be back to the same old Catherine. But no, it wasn't about that. And them not wanting to support me and see that, hey, I am changing and I am becoming a different person. I had to walk away from them because
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
what's important to me.
Absolutely. And you got to remember that, we lead by example today. Dawn, you might very well set the standard for the people that you're trying to eliminate from your life, these people that who don't have an understanding, who are trying to be a deterrent in your recovery. You very well might be the example that they need in their life for them to get where it is that they need to get to.
Right.
Today we live our life as examples to anybody who's still sick and suffering in the world. I don't necessarily mean stuck in an active addiction. There's so many people in this world who are suffering not just from the disease of addiction. So lead by example. Set yourself. Be that standard. The other people that are in your life or in your inner circle, they can look at you and say, hey, whatever she's doing, I want that. Make it look attractive. Make people that are in your life want what you have, because in doing that, that's where the magic happens, and that is absolutely beautiful.
I'm trying to pin your YouTube channel at the bottom of this live.
Pin it to the bottom. Can you do that?
Yeah, and I can't. No, I'm not pinning it up here. I just pinned it in the comments at the bottom of the feed.
Oh,
But
is it there?
especially since now that you're going live on all of the
All the platforms, right, guys? If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. You can find it. It's under Drew Hicks. Go and Catherine, you've got the comment in there somewhere. Go ahead and
it's pinned at the bottom.
Is it pinned?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's why I got Catherine. She does all that stuff that as I said, she makes me look good. Okay, because I can't. I get a one-track mind. I carry a message, and that's I can't do all the other stuff. I'm a really simple-minded creature. So I can't wait for more videos. Well, thank you, Mindy Parsons. Catherine, I appreciate you coming on here. You want to say anything to this family before you get off here tonight?
Just know that I'm always here for you guys, and I love you all. And don't ever hesitate to reach out. Like I say every time I go live with Drew, my messenger is always open. I answer my phone sometimes early in the morning, but it's always there. And our whole team is always here to love, support, and encourage you. And if you're struggling and you feel like you are alone, just remember you're not alone. You do not have to do this alone. You make that choice today to reach out to somebody. I mean, even if it's just a simple message, just message help. Another addict is going to understand exactly what you're saying. And so, if you find yourself needing love, support, and encouragement, just know that I'm always here for you.
Absolutely. And then when she says that, she means it. I promise you. She's one of my huge reasons that I've been able to do what it is that I do, with the dream team, Catherine being a huge part of the dream team, with Joseph and Tori and Jill. We are here for each and every one of you guys. We want to see you guys live the best possible life that you can live outside of the disease of addiction. And we understand that not every day in life is going to be a bunch of fluffy bunnies and rainbows. We get it. We struggle. We're all human beings. We all fall short. We all make mistakes, but it's in our ability and standing back up that truly establishes the people that we're trying to build ourselves into today. I appreciate you being here, Catherine. I love you.
I love you too. I'll
see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. You guys, I appreciate Catherine for coming on here and helping me with this question Q&A. You guys asked some amazing questions, and the questions that I did not answer, I will go back here after the video and answer every one of those as best to my ability. You guys are amazing. You guys are beautiful. You guys are doing things that the world said you cannot do, but here you are. Lo and behold, you're in recovery. You're doing these things. You're rocking this thing. And you're killing the game. You guys are amazing and beautiful. If nobody has told you today how proud of you they truly are, let me be the first one to let you know I am so proud of each and every one of you guys. You guys are amazing. I love you all so very much. Brittany Boudreau, I love you. Katherine Lance, again, thank you for being on here. I love you so much. Karen, thank you for being here. Jason Campbell, Janet McClanahan, thank you. Elaine Weaver, I love you, sister. Crystal Starr Anderson, I love you as well. Debbie, thank you for being here. I love you, Debbie. Angela Cook, I love you as well. Pam Funderburg, love you. God bless you. Carol Tuttle, I love you. So many people on here tonight. I love each and every one of you guys. I need you all tonight and do me a favor and get this video out there. I don't care if you have to share it 1, 2, 5 times. Put this out there in a group. Somebody needs to hear this message tonight, because we all know so many people who are sick and suffering, whether it be a family member, whether it be a friend, a cousin, a brother, a sister, mom, dad, We all know not a family in America that this disease has not affected in some fashion. We all got to play a part. Are you willing to play this part? Are you willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable and vulnerable situation in order to elevate your position in life today? Or are you just going to stay stuck? You got choices. You got choices. And I choose today to live in a solution. I swam in a problem for over 25 years. Today, I've been able to live in a solution for almost 4 years, building myself into the man that the world gets to see today. And I love this man. I can honestly stare in that bathroom mirror, look back at that reflection and say, I love you, brother. I love you. And me saying that, I love each and every one of you guys. You guys are amazing. Alexis Hoffman, I love you. Renee Cooper, I love you. Say Stephen Ray Smith, I love you. Let's see here. Dana Fisher, there she is. I love you, sister. You guys are amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you all. Please do me a favor and let's get this out there. And I shall return. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you all being here tonight. You guys are amazing. Hey, Rita Furman, I love you. Do me a favor. Let's get this video out there. And I shall return tomorrow at 8 p.m. Once again, before I leave, Katherine Lance, I love you. I appreciate you for coming on here and helping me tonight. Any of you females who are struggling tonight with questions, you can feel free to hit up Katherine Lance's messenger as well as Tori Rouse's messenger. These two beautiful women would love to help you and push you in the direction that you need to be pushed in. I wholeheartedly believe in these two women. They will help you along your way. They will help you with questions that you might be having in your life. Men, if you're struggling, hit me up, Joseph up. This dream team with me, we all love you guys. We are here for each and every one of you guys, and we just want to see you shine. We just want to see you shine. We want to see you smile. We want to see you love. And that's all it's there. That's all there is to it. That's all there is. Don't make it complicated because it's not. It's not complicated. Deanne, I love you, sister. I love you. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let me give a couple more shout outs and I'll be out your way. Let's see. Allison France, thank you. Hey, Jennifer Wise, I love you. Let me see. Did I say something? Hey, Crystal Anderson, I think I said hello, but once again, thank you for being here. Hey, Connie Rice. Let me see here. TJ Jacobson Corbett or Corbet? Is that French? I don't want to mispronounce it, but I appreciate you being here tonight, TJ. Thank you. Angie Sheets, I love you as well. You guys are amazing. You guys are beautiful. Go out there, wake up tomorrow, blessed to have another day clean and sober. Show the world how it's done. Most importantly, keep showing yourself. Keep suiting up and showing up. And I promise you, you have glory in your future. I love you all so very much. I appreciate you for being here. With all that being said, I love you. You already know. Clean and sober. That's what's up.